كان بعد أن ينطلق القطار يقوم من مقعده ويقف أمام باب القطار ليرنو بنظره إلى البحر، هذا الأزرق الواسع المتكسر زبدا أبيض على أطرافه. في الخيال كان يطير مثل طائر ينوي الالتحام بنقطة التقاء البحر بالفضاء في الأفق البعيد. ما الذي يجذبه نحو البحر الواسع حتى زوغان ناظريه، وهو الذي كان لا يشعر بالطمأنينة إلا في كنف بيته الضيق. My name is Odeh Bisharat. I am from Israel, Palestinian citizen from Israel, and I write fiction and non-fiction, and I have a weekly article in Haaretz newspaper that is publishing in Israel. I think that it's very difficult to say about best things, not because there is a lot of best things, but I think generally not in my country. You feel that people appreciate you, that people respect you. They want to listen to your words, to listen to your point of view. And you feel satisfied with this, that people, you have common language between you and them. So this is more spiritual satisfaction. But on the other hand, I think, not only in Israel, and all over the world, that writers can't have full-time writing. They need to work another job to finance themselves. So, and writing is a comprehensive process, is thinking, reading, observing the thing around, going around you, around you. So I think when you have another job, this is limit your abilities and your going on writing. You love your country even with its bad things. But I think to live in country with a conflicts between its policy and your thoughts, a country with a war situation, Palestinian and Israel's, and I am Palestinian that I live in Israel. This is contradiction situation. From one hand, you want to have this own state that develop and in very good situation. From other hand, this country is fighting your people abroad, the Palestinian people. So this conflict, it's good and bad at the same time. And I deal with this in my books, in my articles, and it's took me a lot of time. Okay, I think writing is a process of creative. Every one of us has a lot of feelings, a lot of thinking, and sometimes, or even more than sometimes, he can't express these feelings. So I feel joyous. I feel very happy when I can express these feelings that others couldn't express it in words, in letters, in text. This give me a very big enjoyment that I could express the human being feelings and thoughts, because feeling and thoughts exist all the time, but when you success to express in words, express these emotions, these thoughts in words, it's a big joy. From other hand, I think there's a problem when you must, for example, in my articles, to have a very complicated situation or issue in a very small sentence between a lot of sides of the situation in very small sentence. I think this is a very big challenge, and I think after 4 or 5 years writing, I overcome this obstacle. And I can also say during my writing, I use a lot of humor, a lot of irony. I think this is a best way sometimes to react to paradox things that is going in the society. You don't have sometimes anything to say, so to act, so to say, to write humor things, and this is the best thing that you can reply to it. I think writer, if he want or not want, if he wants or not wants, he's a public figure. He's known in his city, in his society, even more than this. And people, especially the young generation, look him as an ideal, They want to hear what he says, what his point of view, and there's a lot of responsibility for him. I think writer who want all the time to win the public opinion, he will kill his creativity. This means you must not all the time to think what the reader will say, what the society will say. Because at the last process, the writing is a public product. My book is a public product, but the source is personal creative. So this is balance between public product and personal creative. I think it must be very clear for every writer. On the other hand, I think that writer live his society, and he can't ignore what's going around him. I can't write about my pretty tree in my garden while my neighbor through abroad, he is suffering from poverty or all the bad things in the world. Yes, I think it's the duty of the society by the government to support literature, because society and government must support the spiritual life of the people. I think without spiritual life of the people, the life is boring. The life is more, the ideals of the societies will be only profit, only selfish. And I think society without spiritual life, it's more mechanic life, mechanic society than human society. So the duty of the government support them. I think it's by to create commissions, public commissions from writers, from academic, not from the government, because I don't want this is committees be influenced by the politicians, and and we have a lot of these things. I don't if he is not known, that I will mention his name now. It's called his name is Taha Muhammad Ali, is a Palestinian poet. I like his poem very much, especially the poem. It's called Revenge. This is a writer, poet, was expelled from his town in 1948. It's called Safuri. And despite this is tragedy event in his life and his family life, you can't find any hatred in his production. And I feel that this man, he is a victim. And in his poems, he wants to contain not only his people, only his enemy, or so-called his enemy. And this poem give you the direction to live peacefully, to break the cycle of the blood and revenge, and to have the light, even if you live in a very dark situation. I come to Iowa before almost 3 months, and I have a core of a novel, and this core is growth up during this 3 months on the Iowa Side River. It was very, very, very nice place. It's grows to a small tree. I hope in Israel it will come a very big tree with a very good roots. And I think the environment here is very lovely. The quietness, the quiet, all these things give you the spirit and the you want to write and to create. On the other hand, you have a lot of people around you from all over the country that enrich your experience, that give you some new ideas. And I think these ideas help me a lot to develop my abilities. So I feel very thankful for people who bring me here and give me this opportunity. Really, it's wonderful. Look, when I come to America, I have an imagine about America. You know, America not small country or everyone know. And I discover here that there's a lot of faces of America, a lot of sides of America. That here I discover it. But the most interesting thing, I I found a very intimate face, or intimate, I don't know how to speak English, but intimate face of America. This gathering of tens of people, 50, 40, they sit down and listening for a poem who telling them their poems, listening for a writer who read some text. I think this is the real America, because states isn't can't live only because of their powerful, because of their riches. There must something that connected with soul. I think this is the soul of America, and this is, I think, the most beautiful face of America.